Come on. What do you want, Sasuke? I want you to come with me. Um, I recently talked to some people, and they said they would bring me somewhere to make me stronger. Orochimaru, okay? I'll just get it out flat. I'm going. I just thought I'd offer you to come with me, since you also have this mark. We could get stronger for our own desires, and then come back. I'll finally be stronger than him, and you'll be able to do whatever your thing is. I'll be able to become Hokage. So, please, um, you could protect, uh, Naruto, right? You like him a lot. You want to protect him. I know you don't like when he's hurt, and you feel some type of blame on it when it's on missions and training. So, if you become strong enough, you'll be able to protect him, mom, dad, brother, me, anyone you want to, okay? Why? Why do you want to do this? I want to become stronger. I've made it so clear. And here's another thing, Kiyomi. If you don't come, I'll be out there by myself. You won't be able to protect me then. Give. Oh, you think about it, okay? Okay, the next tomorrow night is when it happens. It's when I will go meet them, and they will take me there. Tomorrow night. And if you tell anybody, Naruto will get hurt way more than he already is. Choose wisely. Stupid idiot. Brother, my God. Tomorrow night. Wait, I'll do it. Good. Tomorrow night, we'll do it all. We'll go, get stronger, and then we can both make our dreams come true. Hello, it is me, We Anime or Anime We. I'm here to bring you part 5 of What If Naruto Was More Like Minato. Today we're going over the Sasuke retrieval arc, but in this case, the Uchiha retrieval arc. In the intro, you already know the sneak peek of what's happening this episode. So, I guess we'll get things out of the way. I'll get a drink of water, and then we can get into this. But first, if you don't remember, I do impressions. Not very good ones, but I kind of just switch my voice around to fit the character more and more. Um, Background noise will probably be apparent, and an echo might be even apparent. I don't know. Excuse me. But either way, if you have any what if ideas, put them down below. And for the ReZero people, I'm on. So if you use Crunchyroll, you'll know this. Um, for ReZero, there are director's cuts, I believe, of like season one and maybe two. I'm unsure. I've been watching those. I'm on the third one. Um, okay. And also, if you hear me chewing gum, I'm very sorry. Um, and if you have forgotten, I don't use scripts. All of this is just off the top of the head. And yeah. Well, either way, I believe it's time we get into this. But first, let me get a drink of water. I think you should too, and we'll get into this. So the next day would come. It is still a very much of a rebuilding process for the village. Um, right, with their new Hokage, Tsunade Sinju. And yeah, rebuilding processes, as we all know. The village is very not intact at this current moment, but it is on its way to be back at its former glory. But that will always take time and resources, so it's going to be a slow climb up. But with how everything is happening, with everything happening, it's about to flip over its head. See, over the next few, well, hours of that day, rebuilding, recovering for a lot of ninja, mourning for the passing of comrades throughout that entire time, and training would be happening. Well, in Naruto's case, that would be the case. Well, Naruto's is studying and physical stuff, really. But it would always end out the same of more strength. He would be by himself on a roof, well, actually on the Hokage's heads, on his, well, unbeknownst to him, but his father's head, the fourth Hokage, as he would just look over the entire village, just taking it all in, seeing the damages, just kind of just to himself, but eventually that would come to an end as a Jonin, purple hair, long purple hair, female with the headband on, would would appear. Naruto already knowing who this is, well, he would know the like chakra signature, just recognizing it. Um, this being Yukino, I believe that's how you. Hold on. Naruto, Neko, Anbu, Yugo, Yu-Gi-Oh? No, not Yu-Gi-Oh. I wonder how you say that. Yuzuki, uh, Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know how to say her first there. Like first name, but I'm gonna call her Yuzuki, and well, Naruto actually could just call her Cat. Uh, okay. Naruto would say, "Hello, hi Naruto. Um, I do have to ask you to come to the Hokage's office for um a couple seconds. Actually, yeah, long purple hair would be able to be seen. Ombu gear is actually what they would be wearing. All right. Um, may I know what for? A mission. I will be right there. Just let me back up and then I'll be right down. I will go notify the Lady Hokage. All right. Thank you, Cat. No worries, Naruto. And then disappearing once again. Excuse me. Naruto would pack up his stuff. He would just spend a lot of time writing down onto weapons, like scribbling onto them or wrapping uh, seal paper onto them with seals written on them. Uh, different, like what all of his different seals is what he would be doing, right? Paralyzing barrier, all of those types of things is what he's writing down intricately onto a thin uh, piece of scroll paper, wrapping around the weapons in any way he could, or even inscribing them with with his chakra ink mixed, something like that. But as he would do that, it would all finally be done. He'd pack up, put them all in his pouches that he would always keep ready. His right arm would still be wrapped in a cloth all the way from shoulder down, covering up the massive burns and scarring that are eventually slowly healing with the help of Karama and Tsunade, both healing at it in their own ways. Um, if you don't remember, Plan Raijin is actually what caused that scar last time when he fought Shukaku, and even helping Gara in that way of resealing Shukaku within in a better with a better seal. This five-layer seal is a mixture of Naruto's creation and a collaboration with uh actually there's not a lot of seal people in Naruto like Leaf. It would have to be Kakashi because he's the only other really known like person within the realms of sealing. So him and Kakashi kind of went hand in hand with creating this seal the best they could. This five-layer seal. Okay, cool. Uh, he would just leap off the top of it, off of the Hokage's head, kind of like he does in canon. He just kind of leaps and, well, as he would be heading closer and closer to the ground, he'd finally flying Raijin, boom, straight outside of the Hokage's office, right in front of other uh, ninja. These being Ginny and, well, one other Chunin. Shikamaru, well, the same group in canon is who it would be. Kiba, Choji, Neji, Shikamaru, right, is who it would be. Okay. Same group in canon. Is that the group? Yeah. Uh, in front of them would be Tsunade and Chizune. Is that? Yeah, that's how you say it. Uh, already talking. And you would be correct in your assumption of Naruto did become a Chunin in because of his feats in the um, Konoha Crush and him passing the showing enough skill in the tuning exams. He knew it wasn't fully based off of strength, fighting capabilities. It's full of other things all around, and he's good enough to be a tuning. Now, would he wear the vest? No. Um, just not right now. He would wear his regular stuff, and he would eventually don the tuning vest. Eventually, just not right now. Just wearing his regular clothing at this current moment. Um, yeah. Talks would eventually be brought out as Itachi would actually also be in the room, as would also be the parents of Sasuke and Kiyome, Mikoto and Fugaku. Um, Now, I'm gonna say this. I know none of this will ever make a lick of sense. Like, Itachi could just go get them by himself, but it will always come down to, oh, hey, we are doing like other things here, and just in case we need very strong ninja here to like protect it in case uh Earth or Cloud or Mist would ever come at, like knocking on our door like, hey, you guys are weak, we're gonna take over, okay? So they would leave this job to their friends. Yee! I know that makes no sense. Like, you have very capable ninja in Itachi and, well, even both of their parents could just go get them. But plot. Yeah. They would go on telling them on what happened. Like, Mikoto would hand Naruto a note from Kiyome, like saying, "Sorry, we'll be back eventually." But yeah, just kind of explaining things. Not really explaining, but not really telling them on what they're doing. Just saying like, "We'll be back. Love you guys. Goodbye." Okay, simple things. And so, with that now in mind, we will head on to the mission. All of these folks, all this group would go on gathering things, and they would be on their way quickly, following their trail with the help of Neji and Kiba's own special abilities, the Inazuka's ninja hounds, uh, being what is his? Oh God, no! Oh no! Oh no! Uh, Kiba Inuzuka, uh, Akamaru. Yep, I forgot the dog's name. But with Akamaru and the ah, the Hyuga's special ability, Keka Genkai, right? Bakugan? I don't know why that's been in my mind. I don't even like Bakugan. I'm more of a Pokemon guy. It don't make sense. But either way, they would continue on their way, eventually finding their rest place, where all four of them in two large, like, ceiling urns would be. Before they would go in, they would try to figure out a plan. Naruto would set up a fail safe of just in case, like what if we get trapped? For himself, he would make a mark of the flying Raijin and like impaling a kunai into a tree is what I mean. And this is when things start heating up. They would get going, leaping through the air, running straight for one of the men. Naruto would pull out uh, two shuriken and a steel ball bearing, chucking them. Well, actually, probably four. Actually, uh, three shuriken and two. Well, one ball bearing, throwing them at one at each of them. Uh, he wouldn't be the one to yell. That would be Kiba. Kiba would yell. Uh, I'm not actually gonna yell it, but where are Kiyome and Sasuke Uchiha? And they would start, well, attacking back clearly. Okay. Oh god, their names. Uh, Toe Sound 4. Sorry. Uh, um, they would both. Okay. Jirobobe? Well, we all know what happens, okay? They would all get captured by the big guys like Earth Jutsu, right? Okay. After their little scuffle of them trying to sneak attack these four and uh, it failing, sadly, as I'll explain how it failed. Naruto would throw these at one of each member who would just plan out dodge them and they would just kind of explode behind them. Them both, like, them looking back at the explosion and then quickly looking at them, right? And kind of corralling, like, overpowering uh, all of the Konoha's ninja that are here into a group, not, nope, small knit group, and eventually, bringing them to their knees, right? Anyways, we all know what I mean. Eventually capturing them in the Earth Dome, Naruto would say, "You all try to break out here. If that's not the case, I'll get you all out in here in a minute." As he would then disappear using Flying Raijin. He would escape, and then with a Rasengan from the top, he would break through. After Flying Raijin all the way out, and then running forward, leaping up, using Daria Kunai at Jirobo, I don't know how to say his name. Um, right. Him jumping back, dodging it, and as he would do that, the other side, well, the team inside would break through the back after figuring out the weak spot, and this would eventually lead to Choji fighting him uh, using the red pill, if I'm not mistaken, um, and eventually defeating him as the others would run away while that fight would begin. And so on and so forth, each member eventually stopping to take on another member of the Sound Four. Kidomaru and Neji would fight and go on. Uh, Tayuya would go against Shikamaru, who would eventually be saved by Tamari, while Kiba would go against Sakan and Yukon, and eventually be saved by Kankuro. And eventually Rock Lee would come by and, well, show up with to have Naruto go on to fight both Uchihas at once. And Rock Lee would eventually be saved by Gaara when he would go against uh, Kibamaru? Kimimaru, there we go, Kimimaru. Okay. And now, here comes the main show. Eventually, Naruto would make it and arrive to face off against these two in the Valley of the End. Um, right? Is that what it is? Valley of the End. Is it? Yep, Valley of the End. As he would eventually make it there, bandages are falling off because, as it would throughout just running and scraping it against trees or it getting caught on something, eventually ripping off, and then it eventually starting to rain, but only a light sprinkle at this moment. Naruto would face these two uh, at this current moment as he would begin to say, "So, what's the entire plan here? Read your note. I see you all are trying to be stronger in by doing separate things. That's cool. I don't care what you all do, honestly, about at this point. But I do have a mission and I plan on seeing it through. So, two options. We either fight here until the end, or you all can come back peacefully. So what's the call?" "We aren't going back there, okay, Naruto? We never will. We never will. Not until we are stronger, stronger than as strong as we need to, as we are now. You too nervous or something? Can't go through with your plan?" "Yes, we can. We just need to be stronger. Stronger." Sorry, it's my speech impediment. There's just some words that I mispronounce uh, when I'm not like meaning to, and plus I do still have gum in my mouth, so that could be a part of it. We need to be stronger than we are now to accomplish our dreams, okay? But I guess you don't know what that is. You don't even know what you're trying to do. What even is your dreams? Ever since we met you, we still haven't had a clear answer. From the first day I met you, you were always mysterious and I hated it. You were cool, okay? You still are. Being able to do all these different things with just pure writing, as stupid as that is, in my opinion, it's still cool. It's like you're like the fourth Hokage from the stories, traveling around the battlefield in mere seconds. Okay? You and my brother are in my way. Okay? in my way to get stronger for my goal. Two goals: to become the Hokage and become stronger than my brother, Itachi. Okay? Those are my goals, and we've known that from the beginning. Ever since this stupid Team 7 crap has begun. From the from from the Wave Village up to now. I'll beat you here. We will, to be exact, and we'll go get stronger with the help of Orochimaru. What about you, Kiyome? What's your plan here? You going along with this crap? I am. I want to be stronger for my own reasons too. Now, they're not as childish as his. Well, being the Hokage would be cool. But I got better ideas in mind than just that. And I plan on making them come true. That's why I need to go get stronger. By any means necessary. Orochimaru is a Sannin, a legendary ninja. If I could get trained by him, I'll be as strong as I can. As strong as possible. And she would say this to herself. To protect you. It's why I need to do this. Well, if that's the case, you two aren't backing down. I guess it's my time to teach you all a lesson. Well, let's begin this. And he would begin rushing at them, just ready for a fight. Not instantly going into a fight with weapons or jutsu. Just pure hands is what he's aiming for in this current moment to kind of drive out, not really drive out this anger of theirs or their passion. More of a test to see how serious he has to be. He knows they are strong, and especially together, because he's seen these two train together against Kakashi or Itachi by themselves. They are very good in this, like, teaming up, like, in sync style. Just always knowing what the other are doing, even though they're not twins at all. They are 1 year apart in age and just really close. All three siblings are very good in tactics with each other and just playing off of each other in mind and just battle. He knew this was going to be tough, but he's not afraid to try. And that's what his plan is to do, is try to take these two down and bring them back to the village. But eventually, he would get lion dance, like off of the top rope, power driver, straight to the ground, like both in the Valley of the End. We all know what scene it is. He gets power drived like head first into the ground after taking these two on at the same time, blocking and even getting hits in himself um, on both of them. Quite quite good blows, strong. Okay, he's not holding back. He's going headfirst against two Uchihas, which is a dangerous thing as itself. And the fact that they aren't using their Sharingan yet is slightly worrying because in Taijutsu, even though it isn't Naruto's strong suit, he's still decent at it. But against these two, it's going to be difficult. But mostly playing off of the defensive strat, a your best defense is offense type deal, but your best offense is defense is really what he's going off of right now. Uh, just testing out the waters and then getting power drived into ground off of like a 20 foot 20 like story building. Yeah, his head would be drived into the ground. It would be stuck in the ground like boom. His like upper body, like ribs, like middle of the ribs and up would be upside down, stuck in the ground. Just his legs are just him being bent over, like his back is bending, and Kyome would drop down. These two are in their like curse one marks, like where the black marks are off and covering their entire bodies, standing around Naruto in this point, and Sasuke then saying, "You knew it, and being cocky was just an act." Kyome would look at Sasuke and she would say, "We both know that's not true. We've seen him fight multiple times when he's going all out. This is just a start. He has a plan. Just which one will it be? We've seen three of them: Supernova, Thunder Beast, and Raijin. We don't know what else he has in that head of his. This right here could be just an act." And that would be correct. Because next thing they would know, the ground would start to shake and then explode. Debris flying everywhere into the water, a like a uh, McDonald sized like hole. Like the building, McDonald's building. That size of a hole would be just created. As debris would fly, the ground would crack and shake with intensity as Naruto, as he would be standing in the middle as dust would start to clear, blood going down his face, covering, probably going into his eyes at that point. He'd reach up, clothes nearly gone, just burnt away, rubbing the blood out of his eyes, wiping his hair into a slicked back way, blood just seen covering it. His head would be cracked open, but the wound would just slowly heal as orange chakra would flow off of him. As he would say, "Okay." His shoulders and just kind of like where I said he was stuck in, just covered in red. "I guess you all are being serious. Okay, good. That means I can too." He would start to just stretch as he would see two, well, multiple, four red glowing eyes through the dust that would eventually go away. Figured out your else trick. You ain't put me under no genjutsu, not like you could anyways. Those things are basically useless against me. You should know this. They don't work. Seals will change anything. Seal anything up. And then throwing two kunai. Flying Raijin kunai. Flying Thunder God kunai. Well, four. Two at each opponent of his, who would both just move out of the way, but as he would say, Shadokon Jutsu. Three other versions of him would be made. And then, poof, gone in a flash. They would be working together, all of them at the same time, would be making another plan in the works. But before the Uchiha siblings knew what was next, all four Narutos at the same time would say, plan. Plan. Kaizen. Well, Kazekage. So it's Kazijin. Wind God. Wind God is what would be said, or I think it's like Fujin is actually how you say wind God in Japanese. Fujin, I think it is. Don't quote me. Um, but the mix of wind release Gale Palm, wind release Great Breakthrough, and wind release Divine Wind would create a huge gust of wind. Multiple small tornadoes would be created that would start tearing the place up, causing an even stronger wind than what is happening to rush in, as actual wind would be funneled down by the real Naruto up in the air, funneling down and blowing everyone away. The clones would just poof into thin air, as these two would be like cuts would just start to appear all over them. I believe the curse heal does like do some type of regeneration. I'm gonna say it does, even if it doesn't. As the small cuts would be made, they would be instantly healed. Not instantly, it would take time, but they would be healing as we speak. And Naruto would land and say, as the other two would just fall on quite a bit away, as Naruto would say, you know, we created this entire rescue team to come get you and bring y'all back, right? Who knows what's happening now? At some point, I wish I did leave a shadow clone back there to just know. But either way, together they would both come running but eventually stop and slide as they would finish hand seals and say, Uchiha style, Inferno of the Elders. That's not a real thing, okay? I just created it up, just off of the brain, okay? Fire of the Elders would be blasted off. This fire, like Inferno, deep red flames would be funneling in a large array, nearly as high as um, nearly half as high of the walls of this valley, covering all the way into the water, from the wall to water, about midway to water. Naruto had no way of dodging this. So he thought, well, Shadow Clone Jutsu. About 15 Shadow Clones would be made, all coming together to create this massive, group, as they would all make a singular hand seal, uh, dragon seal, as a array would glow on them, on every single one of them. This array of a seal array would glow as the fire would begin to will be absorbed, but also still slowly burn away at these clones, eventually ending at Naruto, who would still be burnt quite a bit. He would still be hit by the fire, well, jutsu, but as it would come to him being absorbed within each shadow clone, as they would each be popped, it would come to him, absorbed into his seal slowly. Okay. These two would stare at him in awe. Kiyome would say, he absorbed it all. Sasuke then would say, how is that possible? It's only possible because of clones, okay? And with the help of this, and this shadow clone, prepare for a supernova. And then a singular shadow clone would be made, who would start to do hand seals. As wind release, divine wind would be made. A funneling of wind would come down from the air above and then split off into 4 different ones. As Naruto would say, storage return. As that same array would reglow all over his body, head to toe, as it would then begin to glow red. Deeper and deeper red. And then he would say, here you go. You all are no real ninja of the leaf. No longer. Have this back. Plan supernova. As he would then open his arms. As that same, fire tower would be made. The Uchiha style fire of the elders. Well, Inferno of the elders. Inferno fire of the elders. Whatever I said. Would be shot back. Getting blown up into the air by these tornadoes, creating an even larger one that begin to move their way. the ground would be scorched and burned and just gone away with, as slowly it would follow into the water and then finally disperse as a lot of water would be just turned into steam that would fill the area, fogging it in the favor of Naruto. Naruto would run through multiple shadow clones following behind him. They would begin to surround the siblings, running in one at a time, maybe even two at a time, to confuse these two as they would fire off random fireballs into random directions. Eventually, steam would rise away, leaving only one Naruto left. It being hit by a fireball and then poofing. As then something would touch their shoulders. A hand would wrap around them and say, "You two better stop holding back because of this lightning release, lightning rod." A lightning bolt would fire down from up above on all three of them. The water would fly up through the air. They were water walking, if I didn't make that clear. Okay? They were water walking. Just want to make that clear. Um, Now, they are still water walking. They are standing on water as we speak. But after, well, Sasuke would have it, like, would do this, creating a miniature Chidori. He would stick his hand up in the air as it would be adjusted to him, still having, like, bringing it to him, absorbing it into the Chidori, and then saying, "Well, Naruto," as this explosion would still happen, them all getting flown away a little bit. But Sasuke would say, "Well, Naruto, I guess this will be the end for you." I won't allow this to go on any longer. And before you even try to get in the way, Kiyome, I'm not going to try and end him, okay? You know that for sure. I told you that I wouldn't. I made that promise. I just need to stop him from trying to chase us. And so that's what I'll do. Both of the ninja would come running at each other with their respective finishing moves. Rasengan for Naruto, who would, as he would see the sparking and the sound of the Chidori, would instantly start to make the Rasengan. And before Sasuke knew it, he'd be getting hit in the back with this, because a kunai would fly past his head and cause Naruto to come flying in a yellow flash towards him. "Are you sure about that, Sasuke?" Boom! He would start to spin off of the just pure power of the Rasengan, and as he would go flying towards the wall of the valley, the end in one direction, as Kyome would come running at Naruto, saying, "Okay, gotta try this out right now." Fire release. Great Lion Flame Blade. Coming in, her entire lower arm, right arm in flame, as it would hit Naruto and then start to just carry onto his body, burning away any clothing, and then it would cause an explosion. Kyome would start to cough as she would say, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Naruto. I need to protect my brother, though." She then would go running towards Sasuke's direction as Naruto would start to sink underwater. Him feeling the burns itching away, well, burning away at his skin. The water cooling them down, but also just causing a more intense pain. The voice would return. "Are you sure you don't want to use my power, Naruto?" "I'm helping out with the healing, but what I mean is a boost of power. We need to end this, okay? I know they're your friends, you care about them, but our lives are at stake." "I know I'm healing you, but it will always come down to, with them, family over others, and for that one, power over others. Family and power is all they care about. So, what will it be? Will you go and see your friends again, or will you sink into the deep dark and never be seen again?" Oh, come on. We both know you don't want that to happen. I guess it will have to we'll have to go for it. Only one though. Okay. Let loose. Show them with the power of a Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. Wait, no. Hold on. Show them my power. Show them to fear me again, Naruto. Naruto would explode out of the water, covered in a orange cloak of chakra. A one-tailed cloak is what Naruto would be in at this current moment. Orange eyes, his iris would go into a slit. His markings on his face would become more defined and more of a furious intent would be felt, quite easily felt, as another tail would grow, and another. Naruto, even though not saying a word outside of this, in his head would say, "Why is there more?" Because, well, other way around. Why is there more? I said only one tail. You're getting angry. You're taking more and more. From the outside, he would be kind of just foaming at the mouth, growling, as then he would explode forward towards their direction. Them being able to sense this intense chakra rushing at them, they would both stand up and get ready. And before they knew it, they would be on the ground, a hand on their face, pushing them to the ground. Their their bodies would crater into the floor. Oh yeah, Naruto, he does grow claws. I forgot about that. Whisker marks. I forgot the word for whisker. And Sasuke would be thrown up and as like using Kiyome as like a baseball bat. Naruto would lift her up and hit Sasuke and even throw her at the same time, causing him to go even farther. And then them both getting hit by Gale Palm in a blink of an eye. And then Fire Release intelligent hard work, one after another, being hit by all these jutsus, eventually would lead them going into their second mode, virtually looking the same as Sasuke's in canon. The wings, the different skin color, um, yeah, just Sasuke's is his like regular like grayish looking, like they would just be two different colors. Uh, Kiyome would go into this very pale, uh, like skin tone, like fully, nearly fully white. Uh, okay, as Sasuke would go into the same purplish gray skin tone. Okay, Naruto would leap forward, trying to get them again, but these two fighting back more and more would leave Naruto to be nearly thrown around by both of these two. Another tail would grow, and he would lose control at this point. Four tails, he would be losing control, which it would be fine, uh, because if anything, he knows that, like, even though his emotions, his anger would come flowing, he knew he would not end them too. Hopefully. As the fight would continue, they'd be standing off against each other once again. Kyome would rush up first. Naruto would miss with his swipe at her. His senses would be going off crazy. his scent, his hearing, his ears would start to ring. Smells, there would be too many to even track down theirs. It would be mostly the smell of blood and moisture just colliding with his nose. Hearing, like I said, was buzzing, and his vision would be blurry. Not like a fog type like vision, as the rain would start to pour down even heavier, making it even harder to see. But he would hear the like a whistle of a teapot and the chirping of 1,000 birds. The Chidori and the great lion flame blade. Naruto would start to make 2 Rasengans, but he would be too slow. Unable to move in this instant because of his sensory issues, a Chidori into his back and fire through the lower half of his, like, into the lower half of his stomach. Like, left half, like, kind of where love handles are, but a little bit, like, if you have love handles. Not everyone does. I'm a bigger dude, so I do. Um, but through, like, the left side of the stomach, not all the way out, but nearly. As that attack would enter, it would kind of cauterize the wound, so he isn't afraid of like brain bleeding out. But the Chidori would go through his back, like into it, like high shoulder area, probably piercing the lung, like right shoulder, like shoulder blade area, nearly straight through. This would cause Naruto to fall back as they would both retract their attacks out of him. He would just fall backwards as they would both fall. Sasuke, like he does in canon, like his face is over Naruto's face. And as for Kiyome, just falling directly on top of him, coming back to her senses as well, nearly starting to tear up seeing Naruto's body's condition. Them two would be too shocked to even speak as Kabuto would arrive, starting to speak, and Kiyome would lay like directly on top of Naruto, uh, just staring at him. Sasuke would stay there for a little longer as he would finally stand up and say, "Let's go." Yes, come on. Lord Orochimaru is waiting. Kiyome would eventually stand up, look down, tearing up, wiping them away, as she then would also walk away, leaving Naruto there. Naruto eventually being found nearly like orange cloaked, no tails, just healing. Kakashi would arrive. with the help of Pakun, his ninja hound, summon, he would reach down, checking for a pulse. There is one. It's light, but there would be a pulse. Picking him up and starting his trek home to the village hidden in the leaves. Making it there quickly as, like, not as quick as the others, but as the others who had been saved and brought back and would eventually start to be there on their own recovery process. Those people would recover way quicker than Naruto. It would take him a lot of time, given his state of body. Multiple burns, his two massive holes in his body. Now, with the help of Tsunade and Karama, Shizune, and possibly another healing, and he would eventually heal up. Wounds are closed. Uh, a lot of the charring would have fell off, like off of his right arm during that fight, which would feel like skin peeling, just large chunks of charred flesh that would eventually grow back with the help of Karama. Um, yeah, don't ask me how. But next time, being part 6, we'll get into Shippuden. Um, yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed. I hope to see you all next time. Um, enjoy the rest of your day, night, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Hope you have a great rest of your time. And yeah, roll the dice. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.